I'm almost to my little camping spot. Little secluded, super secluded spot that I know down there. I haven't been there in about 10 years. So it may be overgrown. I honestly don't know. I remember this big mud hole here. So we're gonna hang to the right, and we're in four-wheel drive. We're gonna hang to the right and see if we can't get through here. Wish me luck. This is not a good place to get stuck. Ooh, into the mud. Don't stop. Whatever you do, do not stop. Look at that. Well, I can stop here. Look at that. You can see how wet everything still is. It's still dripping wet. But we got a good spot if it's still here. Now, I've camped out here before. It's just way out there. There is nothing like cell service down here. Ain't gonna get no phone calls here. Hopefully you don't get any flats here. That would be bad. It'd be very bad. Four-wheeling, y'all. Yeah, we in four too. We're in four-wheel drive. I didn't think it would be quite this muddy. It had all day yesterday to dry out, but it didn't work. Alright, going through some brush here. Creek. Like I said, I ain't been down here in many years, but there used to be a really good spot down here if you don't get stuck getting to it. Oh, hello. Big mud hole. I'm gonna have to get out and take a look at this puppy. Be right back. Well, that was going to be my spot, but the road going back here is completely overgrown. And I know better than that one. I've had ATV down there before. I know better than go down there with the truck. So it looks like we're going to have to flip around right here. Matter of fact, we're going to flip around right here and head back up the mountain and go see if we can't find a different spot. That was a really good one back in there. I've camped there. Of course, obviously you can tell it's been a few years since I've camped here. But man, that was a really good spot. There's a gas well back there, a little ways. But you know, you go past the gas well and go on back into the valley was where I've always went. But oh well. I got her flipped around after about a 30-point turn. Some rocks here. Kind of tiptoeing over this stuff. Never let it be said that Leo won't try. There's that big mud hole. Get on the left side going back out. You can give him a little gas. There we go. Like a pro. Look at that one. Left side here. Try to stay out of the ruts, and we're in the ruts. That didn't take long, did it? What do you think, guys? That'll do quite nicely, won't it? I've actually been here too, believe it or not. I came up that way, hiked up from the bottom end. Hiked up the dam here. I've came up this way before. But I thought I'd come down here and just check this one out. It's an old, it's a retention pond. Well, not old. About 20 years ago, something like that. I'm off of the WMA's property. I'm on old strip mine land. From, decades and decades ago. They've been gone. They've cleaned up everything, and, the coal company's long gone by now. But this is just one of the little ponds they made for, I guess to have water accessible for different things. But they'll put these little booms across there to kind of catch dirt and, sediment, all that sort of thing, and keep the retention pond clean from getting clogged up and all that kind of stuff. But this will make a really nice little spot. I figure I'll just kind of crash here. I'm going to fix something to eat. I'm starving to death. So I'm going to fix me something to eat, and I think I might just set it. I brought my little canopy. So I may go ahead and set him up just to have a, spot out of the wind, where the dew can't fall on you. Everything stays nice and dry. But anyway, I've got a little bit of work to do. I've got to get everything situated, get the bed ready. It's kind of late in the day. Look at the dam. Pretty, isn't it? That water, green, beautiful, isn't it? That's where I'll be tonight. I'm going to set my little spot up right there here in a minute, and I guess go ahead and start working on dinner and get that going. So, all right, let's get started, get set up. We'll get us a little bit of rest. I've covered a lot of ground today. Y'all wouldn't believe how much four-wheeling I did to get here. But I got one of the graveyards that I was after. I'm going to camp and get the other two in the morning sometime. Do my best. The first one, the one I really wanted to get, really, really, really old one. It's way up on top of a mountain peak and just an unbelievable view. Heather and I were up there years ago, and a thunderstorm came along, and it was beautiful. I mean, it really was. I don't have any other words. After the rain stopped, we were kind of hanging out waiting for the rain to stop, and it quit, and there's this really beautiful scenic overlook where you can see the whole valley stretched out in front of you, and the sun come out, and I told Heather, we need to go over here. I just about guarantee you there's a rainbow over there somewhere. And we walked over through the graveyard to the edge of the mountain, the view, the overlook. And it was just a double rainbow out through there. You could see storm clouds, and I mean, it was just breathtakingly beautiful. But I went up to that one first. I tried to get up there first on my way in, but it's really, really, really bad. Very muddy. Locals use some of the land up here. You're allowed to free range, cattle. And there's cow poop everywhere. There's cow patties all over the place, so you got to watch where you step. But the road going up to it, the little trail going up to it, it's just incredibly bad. And I pulled up to the entrance, and I'm like maybe 3 miles and about 400 feet up from this graveyard. And I just looked at it, just mud knee deep, and the road completely shot, cow hoof prints and tire tracks and all that kind of stuff. So no. A lot of this stuff is you not only need to know what the thing is capable of, what your vehicle is capable of, you also need to know what he's not capable of. If I had tried for that first graveyard, I have zero doubt in my mind that I would still be up there stuck in that mud hole right now. So I'll give it the rest of today to dry out and whatever in the morning, and try it again. I'll go back up on the way back by and try again to get back up there. But I have another one too. I have 3 that I'm actually after today. They're way out here. I mean, I am literally miles from anything. And, they're just really old mountaintop graveyards that, from the boomtown of Dingess that used to exist. I think I mentioned once before in one of our other videos, I think now there's maybe, the whole community is maybe 1,000 people. But back in the day, during the coal boom, there were thousands and thousands and thousands of people. But after the boom, when all the coal gone and, the rail line moved and, didn't go through there anymore, it completely just dried out of people. Everyone just left. But, all the living ones left. All of the living folks left. And it left 55 graveyards in a very small area. Dingess, West Virginia, look it up. You can see for yourself how small it is. But it left 55 graveyards. And some of them are way, way, way the hell out here. And I am not exaggerating when I say that. Once I got off the road, I've been four-wheeling for like an hour, to get back here through, practically calf-deep mud over big rocks and everything else to get back in here. But we made it, right? We got here. We made it. We survived. Well, I've got my canopy up. Got dinner started. Yes, Adam. Got dinner started. It's not quite frozen, but not exactly thawed either. So we'll start them off slow and let them thaw a little bit. Here in a minute I'll bone it and all that good stuff and get it cooked down real good. And I'm going to make me I brought everything I needed to make some homemade dumplings and gravy. I mean the whole 9 yards. I got milk, eggs, all that, whole 9 yards. Little seasoned packet ready to go. It's all in an envelope over there. I've got everything measured out, all of my stuff. And so it's all ready to go. But so far, all I've done so far was just set my canopy up real quick on either side of the truck and go ahead and get dinner started by my little pond. I may put walls. I've got the wall panels, the windows and doors and junk to go on the canopy. So I may put them up later. We'll see. It's not supposed to be real cold tonight. I think it's supposed to be high 30s, maybe low 40s, something like that. So it's not supposed to be real cold, but I've got my heater with me and all that good stuff. I should be good to go. I guess that's about it for right now, isn't it? Still gotta set my bed up and all that kind of stuff and my heater. But that's about it, bed and heater. And, fix dinner and relax for a while. Already did a little bit of climbing, a little bit of mountain goating, trying to get to that first one. And I made it to the second one. The second one I was going to get, I got there. Got it finished. And it's break time now. Time to just sit down for a minute and chill some old bones out for a little while, huh? Oh, yeah. Hot coffee, man. There ain't no substitute, is there? Just in case anybody's curious now, I just got the jug dirty. It's not like nasty water. It's just nasty fingers for a minute's what it was. That fire pit thing there, soot. Touch it, touch your jug, there you go. But this is really nice, man. It's just a matter of relax and enjoy. Well, guys, what do y'all think? Other than this leg not sitting quite level, it's not my fault, that's the ground. Got me pretty cozy little setup so far. I put a couple panels on, you know, just to kind of block the wind. Got another door panel I'll put over this end a little bit later and leave that over there open. That right there. I just leave those open. You know, access, kind of like little doors to go up to the, get up to the cab if you need to get something. But I still got to fix my bed. Haven't even started on the bed or the heat yet. But we do have one thing going for us, don't we? We're getting there. Looking like something, isn't it? That broth. I cut it up a little bit before I left the house. You know, make it a little bit easier to cook up. But I'm going to simmer it down to nothing and bone it and mix up some batter, make some dumplings, and make me some gravy on it when I get done. It should be really, really, really good dinner. Like I said, I got a little envelope in there with a whole bunch of seasonings that I've already got ready to go for it. So, we're good there. That's all I got to do here in a little while. I got to pull that tire out, my spare, and get everything situated in here and get ready to put my bed together. I haven't even thought about that yet, or the heat. It mounts right here. But check out this view. Check this out. Hang on. Hang on. Is that not cool or what? That is not bad looking little camp, is it? And not a bad little spot, if I may say so myself. A big one, ain't it? A big old rock. Look at the hornet's nest under there. Look at that. All up through there. Be a bad place to be in the summertime, wouldn't it? Of course, I guess this whole place would be a bad place in the summer. It'd be, you know, it's snaky. This is some hardcore snake territory here. Probably a bear or two, too. But, yeah, we ain't too worried about bears. Ain't too worried about snakes today, either. But, so far, so good, guys. Everything is going with it, with one exception, according to plan. The first graveyard I couldn't really get up to. So I'm hoping that tomorrow when I leave, things will be a little bit drier and I can get up to that one, because that one, to be honest, that's the one that I wanted to come over here for. You know, that was the one that I came here to get. It really was. So I got the other one, and I've got the other two to do in the morning when I get up and get situated. But this should be a really cool night. Got everything I need to set me up a really, really nice little house out here in the woods, complete with windows. Look what a view. Little mountaintop pond right out my window. I bet this place would be beautiful in the winter when it, well, it's winter now, but you know what I mean, when it snows. I bet it's a beautiful place when it snows. I've never been here when it snows. I'm not even sure. You could maybe get the side-by-side in here if there was a few inches of snow, but anything more than that, you're not going to get the side-by-side in here, let alone a pickup truck. The only drawback to this place, in my mind, the only drawback here is there is no cell service. Typically, you know what I'm saying, typically that's a good thing. I don't really like to have cell service, when I'm out here doing this. But I like to have it for Heather just in case, in case of an emergency, something like that. So we are totally out of contact until tomorrow morning. when I go back out and start to leave and get up on top of the mountain where I had 1 bar earlier. Until then, we are just totally incognito here, guys. Nobody around, no contact, no cell service, no nothing. Just you and nothing else. Exactly the way we like it, right? Except for cell service, for emergencies. All right, I'm gonna see how we're doing here. Thought for a minute I was gonna have to switch and use my bigger pot, but it looks like we'll be all right. Once this cooks down, I get it deboned. I don't think there'll be all that much. I think we'll be fine. Yeah, she's starting to get tender already. Look at that fork, just sinks right up in it. I could probably bone it now, but we'll give him a little bit longer. Just to be sure. Let him swim some. He looks happy. Look at that broth on there, man. I ain't put nothing in it. That's just chicken broth. It smells good too. Already smells good. Ain't even no pepper or nothing in it, and it smells good. Okay, all right. Back to sitting up, setting up, sitting up, setting up, whatever. Put my heater on. We'll just put it that way. We'll say it that way. I guess I'll do my bed next and heater, and we'll move on from there. See y'all in a minute. Okay, I've got the chickens still going. Hey, I like my kitchenette. Now, that's my kitchen. And that's my bedroom, bathroom, and living room. This is the living room here. I'm in the living room now. Getting ready to hook up my heater, and I thought I would show this to you guys for those of you who haven't seen it. Those who watch our channel have probably seen the diesel heater before. But it's also... knock it over. Hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. There's 3 side-by-sides that were coming down through here. I kind of figured they were probably lost, and they were. But I pointed them in the right direction. They'd heard of me. Imagine that. They'd heard of, we do the tours. We've been doing trail tours for years. Trail 10 tours and, the Hillbilly Files, of course. And, our camping channel and all that. But they had heard of us. They'd heard of Trail 10 tours. But, yeah, so cool, huh? Now, even out here camping, you run into trail riders. It's good. West Virginia, it's good to be in West Virginia. You run into the coolest people, even out in the middle of nowhere. A bunch of trail riders. It's like, I think it was 3 dudes, 3 guys, and 3 side-by-sides. And they just kind of out exploring and got sidetracked down in here. And nope, you need to go up top and hang a left at the top of the hill. That'll put you back on track. So I gave them a few pointers too, a few other things they might want to go check out. But anyhow, as I was saying, I'm getting ready to hook up my heat. And those of you who've, did it again, watching our channel for a minute. Hang on. There we go. Just sit still. Stay there. Anyhow, it's completely self-contained. You've got all the little components go inside that you need, and you just mount it. There's your heating system, intake, air intake. This is your intake for your heat, for your air that it blows into the cabin. And that's the intake for the burner, exhaust for the burner. And this is the heating unit here with the big fuel tank on the back. And I'm going to have to clean that puppy out when I get home. I noticed apparently, diesel isn't like the cleanest fuel. And so I noticed there's a bunch of sediment in the bottom of the tank and in the lines. So after this trip, I'm going to take the tank off and clean it out and my fuel lines, and just make sure there's no no junk in it. Clean it up, keep it maintained, that kind of thing. But I did show y'all what I did. Now I made these, so you could technically sit it on the ground and get a really long hose to run it up. But I made a little hole in the screen. It's underneath the glass. You slide the glass back. The hose goes right through there, right through that little hole, and heats up, inside your camper. But I made these. I guess I could have bought a longer hose. The cable's inside there. Like I said, it all fits inside here. There's your muffler and the deflector, to point the warm air in different directions, that sort of thing. But this right here, you could technically get a longer one and sit it on the ground, I suppose. But this took me like 10 minutes to whip up real quick. It's just the ends off of 2 ratchet straps. And I've got some pipe strap that I've bent. And you can see where they come underneath. You just take that one bolt loose, slide the pipe straps underneath there. And these right here are sewn to the pipe straps with baling wire. I used baling wire to sew them together. So, in theory, either one of these should be able to hold a couple 100 pounds pretty easily, So, we should be good to go. But I've used it 4 or 5 times, and it works really well. I've used it on the truck and tents and different things. I've got an 8 at home, an 8 kilowatt. This one's a 5. And they make a 2 as well. But the 8 is way too much for a small cabin like this. Using this 5 kilowatt, I have to set it on its lowest possible setting, on 1, and run it on 1, because anything above that will get the cabin really hot, even in like freezing weather, 30 degrees, 20 degrees. Anything above 1 will, it'll cook you. First time I used it, I didn't know you have to push the button and you can go on down to low. The dial is also a button. Duh, who knew? We just about set up. I still got one panel out. This end one here, there's a door. It's a panel with a doorway in it. Goes right here. I don't have it up yet. Still deciding about that. I don't know. I may do little tiny something right there. Just a little bitty one. Hand warmer. I brought some Duraflame and a hatchet. You chop them into small pieces and use my little, the wood burning barbecue grill. And I use it to transport propane bottles. But check out my little kitchenette now. My little kitchen has evolved. Before you know it, it'll be sentient. It'll have opinions about things. I got my chicken. Check this out. It's cooked down. I've got it cooling right now. I haven't deboned it yet. You can see, chicken bone right there. But it's cooked down to about half of what it was. And I've been stirring it as we go. Make sure nothing sticks. So, we'll get it there in a minute and debone everything. And warm it back up. Get our dumplings and gravy and seasoning and all that good stuff in it. That is not bad, huh? That is really cool. That you can, just the fact that you can do that, is just really cool. And it's convenient stuff. Easy to do. Fire maple. That's where all of it came from, except for this one Coleman stove. Every bit of that came from fire maple. Got my bed ready. I remember earlier I mentioned that I had packed light for this trip. I think we should probably just go ahead at this point and forget that I said that. Obviously, I packed a little bit more than I thought I did. But, hey, we've got a studio apartment, man, right? Got my bed all set up. Got the air bed. Check this out. Air bed. This big thick thing here over it. kind of burritoed. And in between, I have my nylon one that I'll be sleeping in, and another one underneath me, you know, just for extra padding, extra. I like to have a comfy bed when I go camping. You know, I like to, I don't mind roughing it a little bit, but I just like my bed to be comfy, you know, and it's easy to do, you know, with modern stuff these days. You know, you can get really high insulating properties and sleeping bags and blankets and all kinds of stuff now. But I just got a little blanket down over the truck bed, just to have something between the bare cold metal and everything else. Got my battery set up there. Here's my wire for my heat. Just got to throw it up there and hook it up. Turn my heat on. I've got it all set up and ready to go. Now my vent goes right through there. And there's directional. You can turn that to make it blow, you know, this way, that way, whichever way you want it to blow. You can just turn that to face that direction. But we are set up. We've got a full tank of fuel. There's my heat line going in, and my exhaust coming off of the burner right here. My exhaust line all set up. That little patch of ground will be dry in the morning. It's wet right now. Everything out here is just, listen to that. That's dry ground. That's one of the driest pieces of ground around. It's sloshy. It'll be dry in the morning though. That slung too much mud. I'm pretty well pleased with it. I've slung a lot more in my day. I'm fairly decent at it. Ignore the dent, y'all. That happened right. I think we'd made one payment on it. Put a big dent in the truck. Heather was taking her mom to the doctor, and snow, and slid in some snow and hit a guardrail. I remember, I think we had made our second or third payment. I jacked it up, wedged a 2x4 in there, and let the jack down gradually. The 2x4 pushed everything back out. But I can remember banging on it with a hammer. We hadn't made the second payment on it yet. But it's all right. You know, hey, we've had it for what, 16 years now? 16, 17 years now, and it ain't rusted. So, hey, my paint held. Yeah. It's been a good old truck, man. It has. Check it out, guys. Full kitchen. Got my chicken. As you can see, it's all cooked down and deboned. And look at that. Oh, sorry. Trying to get the light just right so you guys can actually see this. So far, it's just the chicken and broth. I deboned it, skinned it, all that good stuff. Nothing but perfect bites. Now, hang on. It's fogged up my lens a little bit. Sorry. But I've got me a mixing bowl ready. Flour, milk, eggs. I'm going to mix me up some thick batter. Anybody, y'all know how to, I guess, and a lot of y'all probably know how to make this. It's pretty common, I guess, chicken and dumplings. But, the dumpling's just a matter of consistency. A thick mix makes dumplings, and a thin mix makes gravy. It's pretty simple. You just heat it back up, get it boiling again, and mix up some flour and 1 egg and some milk, and mix it all up in my little bowl with some of my seasonings. There's my envelope. I've got salt, pepper, Italian, sage, and parsley, just for color, just to make it pretty. I put just a teeny bit of parsley in there just for pretty effect. That's for you guys. But as soon as she gets warmed up, I'll mix my batter up and start dropping dumplings. How cool does that sound? Just got to wait for it to heat back up again. We're moving on to step 2. Awesome dinner on the way. Needs to hurry the hell up. I'm starving. I haven't eaten anything all day long. I'm sitting around waiting on this chicken to boil. I got me some hot coffee, got me some snacks, got me some lights up. It's not dark, but it's dark enough to need a light inside the tent. It won't be long now. It'll be pitch black out here before long. And I'll put my other panel up here. That'll help reflect some light and make my little living area a little bit brighter. And when I kick back and have dinner and watch movies, I'll get my little buddy heater out and have me a nice little foot warmer. It's not real cold out. Like I said, it's high 30s, low 40s, something like that, somewhere in that ballpark right now. But yeah, we're getting set up pretty nice, man. Have awesome dinner and have me a really nice little living space here in a minute. When I close this last wall off, I'll have me a really nice little living space here, won't I? Cool. Come on, chicken. I ain't got all night. Wait on you. I see a little bit of steam. We're thinking about it. I'll let him get warmed up, get going here before I mix my batter up. I don't want to jump the gun. I'm trying to make perfect chicken and dumplings. Not close. Perfect chicken and dumplings. All right. Hi, y'all. Got my thick batters mixed up for my dumplings. And got just a little tiny bit of milk in there. And a handful of the seasonings. We'll add the rest later. Season to taste. You know, I just kind of ballparked it with the seasonings. So I don't want to get too carried away. But look how pretty. How yellow. Can y'all see that? I don't know if you can see that or not. It just looks really good. We are ready. Let me add just a hair, just a touch of milk. Don't want it, want the consistency just right when I start dropping dumplings. There we go. There we go. Old school dumplings. Let me turn that heat up just a hair. There we go. Get him boiling a little bit. Milk cooled it down just a bit too much. It's all right. There we go. There's a good one. Careful. It's best to drop them right in the boiling water. That way they solidify around the edges and don't stick together too bad. These should make some really good dumplings. Big ones. Just a couple more. I'll call that enough. We still need to make gravy. That'll be our last step, the gravy. let them do their thing just a minute while I thin this out and get ready for some gravy. And gravy to dumplings, just a matter of consistency. Dump those again. Oh yeah, those are pretty dumplings. Just floating right on top. As pretty as you want to be. Give them just another minute to let them get good and done. And then we'll add our gravy mix. Homemade chicken and dumplings in the middle of nowhere. That is cool. That you can actually do that kind of stuff. That we have the things to do stuff like that. Bet cavemen would have loved to have had this, wouldn't they? Alright, I need to clean my bowl out, clean my utensils, get the eggs put away, get my bowl ready, and it's almost dinner time, y'all. Well, check this out, guys. Get everything set up. I got my little foot warmer going, got my dinner ready, coffee, chair, got me a movie going. Hang on, let me pause that. It's called Hostel. It's about aliens, not the hostel you're thinking. Anyhow, happened to hear, let me see if I can find him again. Right there. I've got a beaver right out behind me. Two of them. I see two of them right there. There's one right in the center of the little X. Now that makes, the little X. And there goes one right there in the center of the X right there. I heard a big splash over here and thought, there's no way that sounded like somebody threw a big rock. But yeah, there's no way there's someone out here, throwing rocks. I know better than that. Came out here, and sure enough, we got some wildlife here, folks. I'm not sure what that was. Presumably a deer, but there's a possibility of a bear, and there's certainly a possibility of more beavers in the pond. And I don't see no bears, do you? Okay. Well, we know there's beavers. I know of two for sure. I saw two. So, you know what that means. Can't leave anything out here tonight. None of this stuff. Look at that, still steaming. By the way, check that out. Look at the dumplings. Look at that. Still steaming. Yes, sir. We're going to rip into that any second now. Assuming we don't get a beaver attack. When beavers attack, the movie. Alright, enough of that. I'm going to chill out by my little heater and have me some dinner and watch a movie. Well, I got my bed fixed. Got everything situated. Watched a movie. Kind of hung out, watched a movie. You know, just sitting by my little... Had my buddy heater going. Still going, actually. Need to cut him off. Just a little foot warmer. You know how it is. It's wet. Not exactly the warmest night out. But I'm getting ready to fire up the diesel heater. She should be good to go. We'll find out right about now, won't we?
Start heating.
Start heating. That's exactly right. Now that's going to take just a few minutes. It's going to take about 5 minutes for the glow plug to get hot in it. And she'll start generating heat. And I'll go ahead here once it gets warm, I'll go ahead and close this up and let it hold some heat in there. Let it warm up. But yeah, we're just about ready. I'm going to move into the warm spot and kick back a little bit. I've got me a bag of snacks back there, a bunch of cookies and chips and junk, you know, and some hot coffee, all that good stuff. Kind of hang out and just hang out in a warm place and watch some TV for a while. Kind of relax a little bit before bedtime. It's pretty cool out. Look here. You can definitely see your breath. So it's not the warmest night out, that's for sure. But we should be good. And that center, here, hang on. And that center turns red. She's heating. We got a full tank. We should be good to go. There's the fuel pump. Just now started heating. Glow plug's hot. And she's starting to get ready to put out some heat. See a little bit of vapor coming out of the exhaust. So we're starting to warm up. Last time I used this, it had to melt the frost off before it'd get going. It was icy the last 2 times I've used it. It was completely covered in frost when I fired it up. We should have a really good dry spot right there on the ground. All that stuff will be dry as a bone for about a foot. How we doing? Oh yeah, we're starting to warm up just a little bit. It takes a few minutes. Well, she's good to go. We're warming up, ain't we? Awesomeness. Love it. How we doing? Oh yeah. Definitely getting warmer. The ticking will slow. It gets quieter once it gets warmed up, gets up to temperature. The ticking gets really low and it gets really quiet. Good movie. Don't think I can show you all of it. I'll probably get a copyright strike if I did. But yeah, it's called Hostel. And it's about, I think they're aliens. They could be zombies. I think it's aliens. We still yet having some issues about that, but we'll see. But we're all set up inside. Got me a little light. Got my heat going. And kick back in my bed. Just relaxing a little bit. This is not good, y'all. camping in a truck very similar to hers.
How long till the chopper gets here?
So, I've only got Beavers here. She has
How long do I have to
whatever those things are. I've only got Beavers. This is really nice. I'm just kind of hanging out my little bed. Hang on. Got my heat going. Literally laying here watching Avengers cartoons. Yeah, I'm laying here eating cookies and watching Avenger cartoons. It's really warm. It's nice and cozy. I'm about ready to kick my socks. I've still got my socks on. I'm thinking about kicking my socks off or peeling a blanket one. The heat's all the way down, and it's not hot, but it's probably 75, something like that. 78. I like to sleep in high 60s, something like that. Well, that's not bad. That's pretty cool, isn't it? I mean, it's cold outside. It's just I went out a little while ago. Yeah, it was cold. Just out there and back. Which I don't have any coveralls on now. I'm, down to, just shirt and jeans, socks. But yeah, it's pretty cold outside. All right, I do believe this is just about enough of today. I'm just about wore out, and I do believe I'm going to call it a night, guys. We'll see y'all. We'll see y'all in the morning. Y'all sleep well. Good night. Good morning, everybody. About 8 o'clock. Went out, went to the bathroom. I ain't got my coveralls on, went to the bushes, and let's just say that was a quick trip to the bathroom. And check out my view from my camper window. That's one side. Of course, I got my tent back there. And a real pretty view out this side too. Happen to notice, look here. My windshield's frosted over. Oh, apparently it's colder than it looks. I don't see any frost on the ground, but there's definitely frost on the windshield, and it is most certainly not warm out there. That's for sure. But I got my heat going. Yes. Oh yes, that feels good. That feels really good. You get cold out there, get your clothes cold, you gotta warm back up. Okay, what's next? Now what? I know I got a lot of junk to clean up and load back up, that's for sure. And I've got a fairly long day ahead of me today. Oh, I guess I need to go ahead, get some coffee going, and get ready to, oh yeah, look at this, I did notice something I wanted to show y'all. Let's get back up here again. I don't know why I didn't notice this when I came in. You can see right there where the beaver has been working, the beavers. You can see all the little trees all the way up through there. I see like 4 more over there, a couple on that side. I didn't even notice that when I came in. That's beaver. I did not even notice that. And they'll go up and they'll gnaw them down. They'll chew the trees down. They'll drag them through the water and put them in their dam. And I went over and looked at it, you know, kind of glanced at the dam. Thought it was a lot of sticks, but I hadn't really paid much attention to it. You know, it's been kind of, you know, rainy and windy and junk lately. So I didn't really think that much about it, but it's a beaver dam. Right there, about 10 feet from my tailgate, there's a beaver dam. It's pretty except for those things, isn't it? Those, I'm not sure what they are. I'm not exactly sure what their purpose is. They've been here for about a decade now. I know that. Well, we got breakfast going. Got me some sausage links, some eggs, some cheese, and a big flour tortilla. I'm gonna make me a breakfast burrito. Really good one. I got me some brown and serve maple links. Let them play there and let them warm up just a little bit. They don't have to do much. Like I said, they're just brown and served, so I'm gonna cut them up and make some scrambled eggs with them and do her up right. But I wanted to show y'all, this is a little pond. I looked at this yesterday. Tell you the truth, it didn't even dawn on me. It didn't occur to me. Beaver dam. Anybody's ever curious, that's what a beaver dam looks like. Now this was a low head dam. You can see the concrete right there. It's supposed to be the level of the pond. The beavers apparently wanted about 4 foot deeper, looks like. And they have gradually built this up. That is wild, isn't it, the way they do that? This is from here all the way across is probably, I'm going to say 40 foot, 30, 40 feet. Every bit of 40 feet. Yeah, it's every bit of 40 feet. And look what they've done. They have made this huge dam. And you can see where they've been packing mud. You can see the little footprints. Well, they're packing mud on top of it. You can see the fresh mud they put on last night. That's wild, isn't it? The beaver dam. That's what one looks like. Of course, they get bigger, too. They make round ones, too. But they say the beaver supposedly lives in the dam, but I don't see how. The water level's right at the top of it. I think this one lives somewhere else. Probably over there somewhere in that brush, back in a hole or something. Because the water level, I just don't see how they could possibly live here. It's completely underwater. You know? But they've got it right up to the edge here. It was way down there. But they've got the edge, the water right up to the edge here. Yeah, it's still pretty cold out. The sausage is going. Check this out. I can smell that sausage already. Just walk by it. Look here. Oh, the frost has just melted. This was frozen just a few minutes ago. We must be up right at 33. There's, so you can see a little tiny bit of ice. If you do it that way, you can see a little bit of frost still. So we're right at 33 degrees, I'm guessing. Diesel heater did great, as usual. He's awesome. Love it. Kept my camper nice and warm. I used a little over half a tank. So I could have went several hours longer if I had wanted to. But I guess I need to sit down and concentrate on breakfast a minute, don't I? Ooh, about burned them. That's okay. We're going to chop them up anyway. Just about burned them, didn't I? Running my mouth, that's what will get you. What do I do with my coffee? There we go. Oh yeah. Nothing like hot coffee. Out camping on a cold day. And those don't hurt much either, do they? We'll try not to burn both sides. If we can avoid it. Pull over. Not that way. to get the camera right so y'all could see all this, but I tried. I'm doing my best. It's not exactly the most conducive area to filming, if you know what I mean. Okay, sausage is done. Eggs are done. And it's time to get creative. Actually, I think I'd be better off. Let me take that off the heat, don't I? For now, we'll just do that, and that, and that. That works. Nice roll of sausage. Scrambled egg. And cheese. It's solid. At one time, this was shredded cheese. She ain't so shredded now, is she? It's a mix. I think it's like 3 or 4 different kinds of cheese. I've got this puppy a little bit overstuffed, so I don't know if I'll be able to close it or not. We'll see, won't we? Here we go. Wish me luck. Okay, maybe take a little bit of egg out. Well, can't do that. I need the pan back. Check it out, guys. Paper towel trick. Clean as a whistle. Works every time. Just gotta rub it like you mean it. Okay. Now let's try this again. Get in there. I think you're supposed to fold the ends up, but here we go. Time for the test. Right through the middle. Look at that, all steamy. Okay, here we go. That is not bad. Not bad at all. Not bad. Not bad at all. 10 a.m. Totally packed, loaded, and ready to roll at 10 o'clock. Not bad. Not bad. Got up, had me a good breakfast and everything. Still good to go. I like that. I was just kind of looking a little bit over by the Beaver Dam. And I thought I'd show y'all something real quick before I head out. So you can see the concrete that the creek goes down. It's to keep it from washing the dam out. You know, that's the red level of the dam. And then this dirt was up here. Let me get down here. I'll show y'all something. And look at this. Just to kind of give you an idea, you can see where Beaver's been hitting on that one. On that one. And look here. Beaver's eye view. That's wild though, isn't it? That's a lot of work. I wouldn't want to be standing here if that thing fell right now, would you? That's a lot of ice cold water. A whole lot of ice cold water. But you can see all the limbs where they've been chewing on them and cleaned the bark off of them, where they've debarked them. I guess some of them bark tastes better on some trees than others. We probably eat a little bit of it, but check that out. I mean, look here. Just this one little stick. You can see the gnaw marks where they've been chewing on that. That is wild, isn't it? It looks like a snake, almost. Huh. They're good now. They're little tiny thing, you know. 18, 20 inches standing up, maybe 24, you know, a big fat one, old one. But, I mean, my God, look at all this work they did. Look at that. That thing is about 4 foot high, 4 or 5 foot high, and every bit of 30, 40 foot long. Them little beavers was working their butts off, man, no doubt. Hard working. I guess that's where it's saying working like a beaver comes from, huh? Eager, too. Eager is a beaver. Of course, I'm not sure if that, you know, if that just rhymes or something. I'm not really sure. Well, anyway, I guess it's time to head on out. I've got 2 more graveyards over this way, like I mentioned, that I'm going to try to see if I can get to today. But be honest, I really don't hold out a whole lot of hope. Because, you know, yesterday it was just really super muddy, super deep. And I just don't think the truck's going to do it. And you're not allowed, you're not supposed to have side-by-sides. You know, on the WMA is where the graveyards are. I'm off the WMA here. But, you know, you're not supposed to have side-by-sides on the WMA. So I don't really know how I'm going to get to those unless I wait for like a drought or something, you know, wait for a couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks of really dry weather, and maybe run back over and try to get up to them, because that one, we call it Rainbow Hill, because it was just, you know, we named it that, you know, on Google Earth. I don't think it even really it doesn't have a real name, but we just called it Rainbow Hill because that big rainbow when we were up there that time in that thunderstorm. But I was really hoping to get that one. I really was. I was wanting to show y'all that. It's one of the most beautiful graveyards I've ever seen. It really is. You know, and it's not the monuments. You know, a lot of them are pretty because they have these big, beautiful monuments and angels and, you know, whatnot and all that kind of stuff, you know. This one is beautiful because it's beautiful. You know, it's a unimaginably beautiful view. But I highly doubt that I'll be able to get to it. I'm going to check on the way as I go by. I'll look again. But we'll see. We'll see. Just, you know, keep my fingers crossed, hope for the best, and go give it a shot, huh? Well, anyway, guys, thank y'all for coming along. I guess this pretty much ends our little camping video. When you packed up the camp and you're ready to go, I guess that ends your camping video, doesn't it? Very effectively, I might add. But anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all coming along. Hope you enjoyed some of the pretty scenery, you know, the Beaver Dam, and hanging out with Leo, fixing some dinner maybe. Who knows? Some of you might find that interesting. Some of y'all might be just as weird as me. I don't know. Anyhow, guys, we will see y'all next time. Thank you for coming along on our little camping trip. And like I said, I hope you enjoyed hope you enjoyed our little visit, you know. And we will see you guys next time. Next time we go out, we'll see you guys then. But until then, like I said, thank you for watching. And if you know anybody likes this kind of stuff, you know, likes the outdoors, likes camping and adventure and fun, send them our page. Tell them about us, you know. We'll do our best to keep them entertained and keep them out of your hair. How about that? All right, guys, we will see y'all next time. Y'all have a really good one. Leo out.